too, trying to find their place in a world changing around them. Caught between who they want to be and who they really are.
Maybe you would come to therapy.
Therapy. Di magnuna wala eh.
May, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Well, first off, I really loved your role, your character in RAMY. I'm a big fan of RAMY now. As I was telling Leigh thoroughly, I wasn't even familiar with the series on Hulu until doing this, and of course, I had to watch the first and second series, in order to understand the third. So I really love what it was about it, and I learned personally more of what the Muslim faith and Arabic family goes through, especially in America. And the question I have is with you and Rami, it seems that you all are really struggling with the generational differences. It seemed like your parents were more traditional, while you and Romney were more of modern/Americanized. Is there a struggle between keeping with tradition and being Americanized?
100%. I can't speak to it because I did grow up in the Middle East, but even when you're there is like the West takes over in many ways, and we've been colonized, and it makes you sort of growing up into that, wanting to step into maybe what knows more or what's more modern or evolved, right? And so there is that confusion between like, what path do I want to take? Where will I be more accepted? Where will I feel better? The traditional way feels outdated. But that's kind of what it might feel like growing, especially if you're growing up here and you want to integrate into society. And sometimes staying traditional doesn't always allow that. I think a big struggle is, as humans, we have to just figure out like who we are. And then we can be like, well, I want to take from this part of my tradition, and then I'm happy with this. But as we're growing up, we're kind of just soaking everything in.
You had mentioned, you say you want to kind of become who you are. I remember I heard a quote you said that you wanted to do something, I believe it was in episode 6, where you said you want to do something more that's mine and not something that's put on me. Do you feel that, most parents or most people are doing more, well, actually most children are doing more what's put on them than regularly what's theirs?
100%. I mean, we don't always think for ourselves until we're like 18 years old. And then on top of that, even if that's when you go to college and become more autonomous, you're still like, there's society and expectations are still all around you. And I think it's an uncomfortable feeling when some people don't, but when you realize like, oh, I don't know if this is something I actually want to do, or if I've been doing it because I feel like I have to do it to be accepted in some way. And it just takes it's like an icky place to be, I feel, to start interrogating that. And it's when you really know what you want that you're like, okay, now it feels good. Now I just have to kind of like move in that direction. But it's not fun, especially for someone like Dina, who's maybe now in her early 30s. Or 30 or so, and is like, is this what I want to do? Have I been, like, I'm not. I could have maybe taken my own initiative at 22, but I'm 30, and then we put pressures on ourselves about how old we are and whatnot. I think it's great that she's just having these questions.
Your mom, Dina's mother in Romney, was on the phone with the young man. I believe it was the man that she initially created the profile to try to connect with Mary, which is hilarious. But she had a conversation with him later on in another scene, saying that she felt like she was in competition with Dina. Feel that a lot of mothers are in competition with their daughters these days?
I can't say that I know. It's not like a conversation that I would have had with mothers or seen, and I haven't experienced friends feeling like their mom is in competition, but I think a lot of mothers put aside their own dreams and what they want. At least generations before us, they were told that's what they should do. And they see their children kind of living a more free existence or just trying things, not having the same responsibilities. And maybe there's a bit of frustration in that. But I don't know, I guess if a mom gets really real with herself, maybe that is a dynamic that she would feel.
Well, thank you for your time, May.
Thank you.
Looking forward.
Thank you so much, Chuck.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.